Good afternoon, everybody. Wanted to do a video to explain a little bit more what we started doing at Mass starting Monday morning. So for daily Mass, what we're going to be doing now is morning prayer from the breviary. This is what the breviary kind of looks like. It's got a cover on it, but you'll notice priests carrying these different colored books around. That's the breviary. Or as I said, the Liturgy of the Hours. We have the option of adding it, combining it to Mass to make it one thing. And it's kind of a beautiful way to pray the breviary and at the same time to celebrate Mass. So I just want to walk you through what we're doing. You'll notice at the beginning of Mass, I still say the opening antiphon. That's an optional antiphon when you're saying the breviary. It ties in, but we still say the antiphon. And then I say make the sign of the cross. Normally, right after the sign of the cross, everybody would sit down and we'd say the Psalms. I can't catch me sitting off to the side. I don't have a big enough camera or a fancy enough camera. So instead, I just remain standing back here. And then we begin to say the Psalms from morning prayer. So if you're following on iBreviary, or if you're following in your own breviary, there's also a thing called the Christian Prayer. Christian prayer booklets have morning prayer, evening prayer, and night prayer. The breviary, if you have one of the full breviary, it also has daytime prayer in it. So if you're following in a book or you're following on your phone, we start saying the Psalms from morning prayer. And I'll always announce where we're getting the Psalms from. If you're using the iBreviary on the phone, what's great about that is it always pulls up the right Psalms from the day. If you're using a book, sometimes you have to search around for it a little bit. For the most part, it'll be day after day in the book right now as we go through Lent. Anyway, so we say the Psalms, we say the antiphon for the Psalm, then we say the Psalm, we say a glory be, and then we say the antiphon again. There'll be 3 Psalms that we say. And as soon as we're finished with those Psalms, the Psalms take the place of the penitential rite. So as soon as we say all the Psalms, we go right into the opening prayer. You'll notice after that, that the reading and the Psalm from morning prayer are not said. So those are cut out of morning prayer. And the readings from Mass take the place of those. So we will not use the reading or the psalm from the breviary. Right? We do the Liturgy of the Word for Mass. It takes the place after the Liturgy of the Word. So after the homily, you'll notice that I go into some petitions. The petitions are from morning prayer of the day. So we're back into the breviary for petitions. So far, from the breviary, we have the Psalms at the beginning of Mass, and then we have petitions after the Liturgy of the Word in Mass. So those are the 2 things that we've taken so far from the breviary. After the petitions, everything goes on normal in Mass until right after the Eucharistic prayer, right? Or right after the priest receives. Okay, I'll receive. I do the Eucharistic antiphon, the communion antiphon. Then we do our spiritual communion together at Mass, so just as we normally would. But you'll notice right after the priest purifies all the vessels, we go into the canticle for Zechariah. The canticle for Zechariah, the antiphon for that is always, if you're in the book, it's always with at the front part of the breviary, it's always with the other prayers. It's right after the reading and the psalm. Same in the iBreviary. But in the iBreviary, the entire canticle is there. If you do not have the iBreviary, if you're using a book, to find the canticle, you'll have to go to the ordinary in the breviary. In this particular breviary, in the full form of the breviary, it's on page 1051. So 1051. And you'll see it right there, and you can follow along, you can read it as well. But that's right after we receive communion, right after the priest receives, right after you do a spiritual communion, we go into the canticle for Zechariah. And I will always let you know when we're going into that. So what do we use from the breviary? Just a short synopsis. At the beginning, we use the antiphons and the psalms for the day as taking place of the penitential rite. Okay? Then we do not use the reading of the psalm from the breviary, but instead we go to the petitions from the breviary for right after the liturgy of the word at Mass. Then we use the canticle for Zechariah at the end of Mass, right before we do the final prayer. Hopefully that helps you at home to be able to follow along a little better with what I'm doing up here. It's a little bit confusing, but as I said, it's a lot easier if you're using the iBreviary. It's all right in front of us. But it's not impossible with this book either. You just have to know where you're at and where you're going. As I said, hopefully that helps. God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon.